Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your listening and viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, scheduling permitted, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio, where you can discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships. Whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind, God is concerned about that which concerns you. And that is the reason that we are here with you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, which is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature, it is untouched by man? It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer, where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you will save money at FijiWater.com. This is not just ordinary water. This is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the contribution pages of our websites at New Life Ministries International.com, New Life International CDC.com to support the broadcast, and those of you that use the QR code or the links provided on Facebook and YouTube, we thank all of you for your continued support and for your commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. So I want to remind all of our listeners and viewers, we are in the midst of a FijiWater.com sponsored promo. All you have to do is go to our internet radio station, WKAPFaith.com, where we play music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Music that will encourage you, empower you, and inspire you. At 11 a.m. or 6 p.m., the first three songs you hear, log those songs, list them, along with your name and your email address. Text them to the T-Mobile caller text line at 267-992-1424. One of our listeners and viewers will be selected to receive a case of Fiji water from Earth's finest water, from FijiWater.com. All you have to do is list those three songs, the first three songs you hear, at 11 a.m. or 6 p.m. You have the opportunity to be selected. And the more you send in the first three songs and your name and your email address, the more opportunity you have to be selected. But one of our listeners and viewers will definitely be selected to receive a case of Fiji water from Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And we're a little behind because of all the great things that are happening, but we will be announcing our winners for the month of October, and for, we'll be announcing November and December, but we will be announcing the winner of our October FijiWater.com sponsored promo on Friday of this week. So just stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. As you know, Olivia Hollander of Naples, Florida, was our September winner. So we will be announcing our October winner, and I happen to know who that is, but I'm not going to share that today. We will announce that on Friday, and just stay tuned with us. I don't know the person personally, but I do know who it is. So want to thank everyone for tuning in and for participating. But again, all you have to do is go to our internet radio station, WKAPFaith.com, where we play music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers. However, before I do that, I want to remind everyone that we have expanded. We've always been available for food emergencies. However, we have expanded our food pantry, and if you know of anyone who is in need, or if you are in need, all you have to do is call or text the T-Mobile call or text line. I will share with you how you can pick up food from our food pantry at New Life Christian Center, 400 Hillcrest Avenue, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you recently started dating someone and it is going well, you said. However, you want to know, how do you ensure the relationship will last since you have not had success in previous relationships? You know, this is a very interesting question. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I've been sharing with everyone what we need to do moving forward for dating, the revelation that God gave me about dating. And you've already started the relationship. So now you're trying to figure out, you've put the cart before the horse, for lack of a better term. You've opened the barn door, the horses run out. You really can't expect to put the horse back in the barn until he's grazed. So let me say this. It's one thing not to do it in order. The order that you now know God has revealed to all of us about dating. And the reason we know he's revealed it to us all is because he gave me the revelation. I've shared it with everyone. But now here's what I'm going to say to you. If you want to ensure the relationship lasts, what you're going to need to do is build this relationship on a foundation in the Lord. That your foundation is the Lord. So even though you didn't start off the right way, you know, that often happens. But now you're going to have to build on the foundation that is the Lord. So now, even though you two didn't start off going to church and out to lunch first, now you're going to have to go back and revisit that. You're going to have to really, if you want to make sure the relationship will last, you're going to have to really have a conversation with your new significant other. Tell them that you want to start going to church together, you want to start praying together, you want to start reading together. Really lay this foundation in the Lord. If you do that, you're going to have an opportunity to have a successful relationship. And I will tell you this. God is speaking. If you want this to be successful, that is the way to do it. Because only what you do for the Lord and with the Lord will last. So just begin now to get it right. Go to church together on Sundays. Start reading together, scripture together. Pray together. It's one thing to do part of it and not do it all. Well, you might get some time in the relationship, but you want it to last. You want it to be a long-lasting relationship. You want it to, the goal is to get the relationship to not only become sustainable, but that it becomes forever. That should be the goal. That it will lead you to the altar. That it will lead you to spending a lifetime together. And that the relationship will last forever. And in order to do that, you're going to have to really make the foundation of the relationship the Lord. That doesn't imply that it's going to be perfect. That doesn't imply that, even if you get married, the marriage is going to be perfect. But what it does imply is that it will last. You're bringing two imperfect individuals together, because none of us are perfect. Two imperfect individuals together with a lifetime of experiences. So all of your life experience comes with you into the relationship. And the only way you can really ensure that the relationship is successful is if that relationship is built on a foundation that is the Lord. That's the only way. There's nothing else is for certain. Remember, he will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He will never fail you. That's a relationship founded, that has a foundation that is the Lord. Everything else is just trying to figure it out. Everything else is, can we figure it out? Everything else is, we'll try to make it work. But trying to make it work doesn't mean it'll last. Trying to make it work only means you're going to try to have a relationship. And you're going to try perhaps to have a successful relationship. But it doesn't mean that you're going to have a lasting relationship. It doesn't mean that it will last forever. Unless you keep your eyes on the Lord, and unless the two of you are willing to put the work in that is in the Lord, understanding what he wants for the two of you, wisdom and understanding that he will pour out to you both, anything else won't last. You may enjoy it for a time, but it won't last forever. And that really should be the goal for all of us, is that we want a relationship that will last forever. That should be the goal. Dating, and I've said this some time ago and I will say it again, dating was never intended for recreation, for sport, for a free meal. It wasn't intended for any of that. Dating was designed with the intent to set a date that the two of you would end up at the altar before God. That's what dating was designed for. That's why it's called dating. It is designed to set a date. Everything else is just us getting it wrong. So, a good relationship is going to be a relationship that is laid on a foundation that is the Lord, that is in the Lord and is the Lord. And it'll take me into another communication if I go any further, so I'm going to pause right there so that I can do a little business for our sponsors, because this segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. So if you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will move you into our queue so that you maybe have an opportunity to become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees are included in your bill, and if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill. At T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers. However, before I do that, this segment of the broadcast is going to be brought to you by PorscheAmerica.com. If you are in the market for a high-performance automobile, one of the finest high-performance automobiles ever manufactured, go to PorscheAmerica.com, where you will have the opportunity to virtually build out the Porsche you desire to own. And if you are in our area, you can simply go to PorscheDelaware.com, ask to speak to Mike Didio, who is the general manager at PorscheDelaware.com. He will he will have someone assist you in selecting the vehicle that you desire to own. And if you are in our area and you just are simply in need of service, if you currently own a Porsche, contact PorscheDelaware.com. Ask to speak to Mike Adams, who is the service manager at PorscheDelaware.com. He will have someone schedule an appointment for you. They will pick up your vehicle at your home or office, provide you with a loaner vehicle through their valet service, and return your vehicle to you when your service has been completed at PorscheDelaware.com. So now I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated you enjoyed the Thanksgiving holiday and would like to take some more time off. You said the reason is because even though you have a lot of work to do, you feel that you're not going to be productive between Thanksgiving and the Christmas holiday. So you're here in the U.S. You've celebrated Thanksgiving. You've had some time off. Now you want more. Here's the problem with that. You've got a lot to do, a lot of work that needs to be done. You cannot just take time off. This is a problem for many people, particularly here in America, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now, in other countries, you also have people who, the month of December until January 1st, New Year's, they find themselves being unproductive. You want to take more time off after you've had time for Thanksgiving. And I will say, for me and for others like me, that are like-minded, we are now focused on finishing the year strong. We're focused on what we can do to ensure that we finish the year strong. So this is the time after the Thanksgiving weekend. This is the time where we are really looking forward to pushing through the remainder of the year and really trying to finish the year strong. So I'm going to encourage you to do this. Change your thought process and stop looking at how you can get some downtime, or how you can take another day off, or how you can really get some additional time to yourself, and really focus on how can I finish the year strong? What can I do to maximize this year? And so I want to say this to all of our listeners and viewers. So Friday will be, I believe it is, yes, will be December 1st. And it's okay that I dated this. Friday will be December the 1st. And the reason I'm saying that out loud, because, I try to make sure that if, I don't date broadcast, but it is what it is. Friday will be December 1st. That leaves us 31 days of this year. That means that you're going to be off on December 25th. That means that you're going to be off on December 31st. Pardon me, on January 1st. And a lot of people will get off early on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. You want to make certain that over these next 31 days minus the 2 days, that you get everything done that you can possibly accomplish. Now, for me, I'm going to tell you, I find ways to do, I really find ways to enjoy my family on Christmas Day, but also get some administrative work done. There's things that I can work on even on Christmas Day. And that's important because businesses are closed down. So that means that I don't really have to focus on interacting with external people. I can focus on spending a little time with my family and working on some administrative things that need to be done. Start charting out what I'm finishing up for the year and what really focusing on January 1. When most things are closed on January 1, banks are, most companies are, but I'm working. Because January 1 isn't a time for me to spend time with the family, that's New Year's Day. That's time for me to really start the new year. So I'm going to encourage everyone to do the same thing. Make sure you maximize the remainder of this year. Make sure that you really get the best out of the remainder of this year. Really, for us here in the U.S., from Thanksgiving to December 31st, that's the time to really put the push on, really hammer things out, really make certain we don't miss anything, that nothing slips through the cracks, that we get everything done, we're ready to take on the new year. And then be excited about what the new year is going to bring. Be excited about what God is doing in the new year. Because the new year is going to come. And we all want to be successful every year. We want to maximize our success every year. We want to continue moving forward every year. And I want to say to all of our listeners and viewers, what we do from, whether you're here in the U.S. from Thanksgiving Day until December 1st, and what we do for those last 31 days of the year is going to determine the momentum we go into the new year. If you want to shut down and take time off and just enjoy yourself, and all of that's going to demonstrate exactly what you're going to do when the new year comes. It means you're going to be looking for ways to take time off to enjoy yourself as opposed to maximizing your success. And one of the things that we just want everyone to have the opportunity to do is to maximize your success. So you got to change your thought process about being unproductive and think about how you can be more productive. You got to really focus on how can I maximize my success. That's the big talking point, the big point of action. How can I maximize my success? What can I do every day, every hour of every day to maximize my success? And if you do that, if you focus your attention on that, you're going to have an opportunity to be more productive, more successful, maximize your success, and experience the fullness of God. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers. However, before I do that, this segment of the broadcast is brought to you by Charles Tyrwhitt, located in London, the UK. They also have stores in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and at the King of Prussia Mall in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. So if you're in any of those areas, stop in at their retail stores. They have everything a man could possibly need: shirts for men, ties for men, suits for men, and accessories. And if you're not in any of those areas, you can shop with Charles Tyrwhitt at ctshirts.com. They will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. And if you order shirts from Charles Tyrwhitt right now at ctshirts.com, you will receive 3 high-quality cotton shirts for $99. That is a $248 savings at Charles Tyrwhitt at ctshirts.com. And the White Company, located in London, the UK. They also have a store on Fifth Avenue in New York. So if you're in New York, stop in at their retail store. They have everything that you could possibly need: home goods, clothing for men, women, and children at The White Company at thewhitecompany.com. So if you're not in New York, you can order from The White Company at thewhitecompany.com. They too will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. We're going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated you feel as though it is time to make some changes in your life. However, you say you don't really know where you should begin. So let me say this. Sometimes we do the wrong things for so long we think it's the right way to do them. So we develop these bad habits. And then what we do is we continue to perpetuate those bad habits throughout the course of our lifetime. So we've got to identify what our bad habits are. And then we have to begin to make changes. And in order to do that, it requires a renewing of the mind. And what I mean by that is we got to start thinking differently. We got to stop thinking the ways we always have thought in the past, and start thinking with a new mindset, a renewed energy. Start thinking differently about what you want to accomplish. Start thinking differently about what you're doing, the methods that you're implementing. What is your methodology? You got to start thinking about that. And then after you've given that some thought and you've really analyzed what bad habits you've developed, it's interesting. I was having a conversation today about bad habits. Some people don't even know what their bad habits are. And they don't have to be bad habits that are societal ills. They can be simple bad habits, like not getting enough rest, not getting 8 hours of sleep at night, at least 8 hours of sleep or close to it. It could be, bad habits can be our eating habits. Our bad habits could be that we don't chart out our routes when we leave the house. We're just going aimlessly. We know where we want to go, but we're not charting it out. Those are just bad habits. Because they waste time, they waste energy, they don't allow us to perform at a high level. Those are bad habits. So you've got to change those things. You've got to analyze your bad habits and you've got to change them. And if you do that, you're going to find that you'll be more effective and you'll be more efficient. But you're also going to find that change will begin to occur in your life. In order for change to occur in your life, you have to make changes. And what many of us don't like is to make changes. Now, I'm not a proponent of change just for the sake of disruption. I like change to result in progress. I don't like disruption for the purpose of disruption. I like disruption for the purpose of progress. So we have to really decide, how can we develop a new methodology that will result in changes in my life? Changes personally, changes professionally, that will allow me to maximize my success. Because that's going to be real important for us all. And every one of us has to spend time examining ourselves. Talked a bit about that yesterday. We've got to really examine ourselves to determine how we can have a change of mind that is going to result in progress in our lives. Because it's all about progress. Everything is about progress. Everything is about making progress. And if we make progress will then result in success. And then we have to purpose ourselves for maximizing our success. Work our purpose so that we can maximize our success. And once you maximize our success, we can then begin to experience the fullness of God. Today's Daily Divine Direction broadcast 3D has been brought to you by Fiji Water. A taste of paradise will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery and you'll save money at FijiWater.com. May God bless you today.